The low-driven pass is one of the most satisfying shooting techniques in football. Not only to kick it yourself, but also to be on the receiving end. And in today's episode, we're looking at a couple of awesome tips that you can do on the pitch by yourself in order to master this wonderful technique. Number 1, tilt your foot. Now, the most important thing when it comes to mastering the low-driven pass is that you wanna know to place your foot flat and sideways on the ground and then bam, tilt it towards the ground like this. Yes, I know, it can look a little bit strange and unnatural because normally when you're used to kicking the ball, curving the ball, you are used to placing your foot like this with a super locked ankle, perhaps like this if you're curving the ball. But again, with the low-driven pass, we wanna be flat and sideways on the ground and then bam, tilt it towards the ground a little bit extra like this. This way, we are avoiding creating any side spin on the ball, and instead, we only get the beautiful backspin that we want to generate. That looks somewhat like this. Number 2, contact on the ball. Obviously, we all know that the lower you hit on the ball, the higher in the air it will fly. And since we are working on the low-driven pass, you wanna make sure that you don't connect to the ball all the way down here in the absolute lowest possible contact point. Yes, we are trying to give the ball a little bit of air, but still keep it relatively low. And that means that you actually wanna hit it just above the absolute lowest contact point. And yes, you might be asking yourself, well, why shouldn't I just hit the ball high, long and airy like that? Well, obviously a high ball like that one will also give the defenders a lot of time to get back under the ball, and that's exactly what we are trying to avoid with the low-driven pass, which is fast and powerful. And you can directly be in full control of the height of the ball by making sure that you don't connect with the ball all the way down here in the absolute bottom. Number 3, low and subtle follow through. In order for you to master the low-driven pass, you wanna set in your mind that your follow through should be low, bam, and subtle, somewhat like that. So whatever you do, make sure not to completely stop your follow through when you connect with the ball. That will result in you chipping the ball. And at the same time, don't just let your leg swing freely like this. You're not gonna generate the necessary backspin we are trying to do with the low-driven pass. Instead, we are gently slicing across the ball, naturally continuing the movement your foot is gonna make no matter what when you're kicking the ball in the correct way. Somewhat like this. And lastly, number 4, power. I always advise people when it comes to learning new shooting techniques not to focus on the power. But with the low-driven pass, power is not only necessary, it's also required. Now, obviously the power only comes to life providing that you connect to the ball with your foot sideways and slightly tilted, you hit the correct spot on the ball, and afterwards, bam, slice your follow through gently across the ball. But at the same time, power is exactly the thing that's gonna make sure that the ball stays just above the ground and flies powerfully towards your teammates. And the best thing about power is that no matter how hard you hit the ball, we all know that it's still easy for your teammate to receive. Trust me, if you've ever been on the receiving end of a beautiful and powerful low-driven pass, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that means don't be afraid to hit the ball with a lot of power, of course making sure that you take care of all the other technical details as well. So that wraps it up for today's tips on how to master the low-driven pass. Obviously, I didn't tell you that you need to spend countless hours practicing and you need 10,000 repetitions in order to try and learn this technique. But you guys already knew that. And in fact, it's important for me to repeat this once and for all that none of these tutorial episodes on YouTube mean anything if you don't go out and put in the work yourself. So make sure you engrave that deep into your brain. And with those words, it's time to end today's episode. Actually, I really want you guys to go over to our Facebook page, like the Facebook page, and follow us there in order to keep up to date with all the awesome stuff around football boots and the new football gear. You can find the link down in the description below. Also, smash the like button here on YouTube if you enjoyed the episode. Let me know down in the comment section below what kind of videos you would like to see next here on Unisport Web TV. And with those words, I'm out.